Chapter 8 Man Friday. About 2 years later, I watched 5 boats that were sailing to the beach. There were about 30 men, and they had 2 prisoners. Obviously, they would kill and eat them on the beach. They killed one first and began to cook the flesh over a fire. Suddenly, the other prisoner ran very fast towards me. To my surprise, only 3 men ran after him. The prisoner ran to a river and jumped into it. Soon he swam across the river. 2 of the 3 men jumped into the river, but they did not swim as fast as the prisoner. I wanted to save the prisoner, so I hurried off my ladder and hid behind a tree on their way. After the prisoner passed, I got out and hit the first wild man on the head with the wooden end of my gun. He fell to the ground. The other one rushed to me, and I shot him with my gun. The loud noise terrified the prisoner. He stood there and could not move. I tried to show him that I would not kill him. Just then, the first wild man tried to get up. The prisoner pointed at my sword and spoke to me. I understood at once what he meant and gave the sword to him. He raised the sword and killed the wild man quickly. We hid the bodies under some leaves and hurried off. I took him to a cave and gave him something to eat. He also had some water. From his eyes, I could see that he was very grateful and very obedient to me. He then slept. As soon as he got up, he ran to me and got down on his knees. He kissed my feet to express his thanks and obedience. I touched his head gently to show him that I was very friendly to him. From then on, I had a servant, a friend, and company. He was about 25 years old, and his body was well built. His face was kind and friendly, and his smile was nice. His skin was dark brown, and he had black hair and white teeth. I decided to call him Man Friday, for I saved his life on a Friday. I took him to my first home. First, I had to instruct him how to work in the house and fields. We needed more food than before, and so we had to produce more. Soon, he learned to milk the goats and do housework. I began to teach him to speak English. He was a quick learner, and soon he could speak some simple words like his name, yes, no, and master. How pleasant it was to hear a man's voice again. It was my happiest time since I had arrived on the island. I let him wear a pair of trousers, a coat, and a hat. He seemed to like his new clothes very much. I also made a small tent for him to sleep in. He soon got used to sleeping on a pillow. I showed him how to have meals in a good manner and not to munch and devour food. He followed me in prayer before meals, though at first he did not know what it meant. At first, I did not trust him completely. Perhaps he was still a wild man and would kill and eat me at night. I always slept with my gun beside me. Man Friday was very afraid of my gun. He knew how powerful it was, but he did not know how it worked. Sometimes he prayed to the gun and begged it not to kill him.